Come watch me build an AI company from complete scratch. My name's Jack, I'm 19, and I recently made the biggest business pivot of my life. So for context, for the last 2.5 years, I've been running a marketing agency, working with local businesses, running their ads from Meta ads, Google ads, helping implement business systems, sales training, general business consulting. And I recently made a massive shift to focus completely on AI. Now, what actually made me switch to AI? Well, for the last few years, all I've been hearing is AI this and AI that. And if you're not implementing AI, you're stupid. If you're not learning about AI, then you're missing out on one of the greatest opportunities we've seen. And it didn't hit me at first, but suddenly a few weeks ago, I was thinking to myself and I'm like, what's the biggest thing that I would regret if I project what I'm doing 10, 15 years from now? And the biggest thing that I would regret if I kept doing the same thing I was doing with the business I was running was not taking full advantage of the AI opportunity at hand. I think we're in one of the greatest periods of time for opportunity to be positioned within this AI adoption wave to make money, to implement it into a business currently, even if it's not about AI, but to help do things better within businesses. I think we're facing one of the greatest opportunities we'll have in our lifetimes. And it's the thing I would have regretted most, that if 10, 15 years from now that I hadn't touched, I would regret that more than anything. Even if I don't become successful with it, even if I don't make money from it, at least I tried. At least I tried to learn. It's not going to negatively impact me in any way. So now I want to show you what it's like to build an AI company from complete scratch. Now, my extent of using AI is simply just ChatGPT. I've tried to implement an AI text agent for my agency previously, but other than that, I don't have too much knowledge around it. I haven't built any AI company before. I'm not like one of those big AI guys on YouTube. Why do I want to document building this company from scratch? Well, I actually recently saw a video from a guy who's pretty big in the AI space on YouTube say that he was starting over from scratch to show how people could do it. And within the actual video, it was very quick. The complaints were, you're not starting from scratch because you've already built an AI company before. And two, he didn't actually get any booked calls or clients from the video which he posted. It was just one video out of the hundreds on his channel. And I saw that and I thought to myself, I'm building an AI company and I'm building it from actual scratch. People obviously want to see that, to understand it, how it works, to build a company, to get clients, to fulfill on these clients. And that's everything that I'm trying to do. Why not share what I'm doing to hopefully bring some value to other people? And maybe even potentially down the track, get some clients through this, because I'm not that selfless. But if I can bring value and then potentially make money from the future, I'm like, there's no downside to me documenting this and accurately and transparently showing exactly what I'm doing. I want to actually show you what it's like to build this AI company, from the offer, from the pricing, to getting clients, to fulfilling, to how we're going to do cold outreach, how we're going to run ads, how we're going to hire in the future, how we're going to implement automations, implement AI agents, what are the scripts we're going to use for the ads, for the cold emails, everything. I want to show what we changed along the way to be as transparent as I can about what it takes to build a truly great AI company, or a truly great company in general. Now, with that being said, I want to show you what I've done so far. Now, this company has been in operation for 2 weeks now. I'm doing it with one of my best mates. And I want to show you what we've done so far to get clients. We're yet to get clients now, but I want to show you what we've tried to do, the results of it, and what we're changing moving forward. Now, what we're actually selling, well, currently we are selling AI audits. So we're not coming in with these very definitive solutions to these problems within these businesses, which maybe we should. But we're approaching these businesses going, hey, are you looking to implement AI? Awesome. What problems do you have within your business? Well, we're selling this audit. So we come in, we analyze the problems that are happening within this business, the bottlenecks that are stopping the business from growing, and go, where's the opportunity for us here to be able to implement AI? And what are the actual solution tools or softwares that we can use to be able to solve this problem for you, so that you can either make more money, or save time. And then from that AI audit, we're able to pitch an actual AI development project to implement that solution for them for the top 3 to 5 problems that we found that can be solved by AI. And then we find out the ROI of that. What is the additional revenue that you can be making? What is the money that you could potentially save from maybe replacing an employee doing that, or having them work less hours? And what's the time that you can save of you not doing that yourself? Now, what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to take you into our first audit that we did. This was a completely free audit, very high level overview, a lot of things wrong with it. but it's the first one, don't judge. But I'm actually gonna show you. I said I was gonna show things, I'm gonna show you. So here is the first AI audit that we did. I wouldn't call it much of an audit because we didn't really deep really far into this business. What we did was we got the business, and this is a med spa, to answer a list of maybe 20 to 25 questions about the business to give us some information to be able to find potential holes, problems, or bottlenecks that we can solve with AI. And this is what we did. We put it all into a Google Doc and we structured it, called it the Revenue Growth and Automation Audit. That didn't matter too much. And we structured it by what this call is and what it isn't, the opportunity, potential leaks, solutions to the leaks, ROI, and give him a full picture of what that looks like. And then what he needs right now and what he doesn't need, why this pays for itself, and then his specific offer. Now, in terms of the what this call is and isn't, this was to establish what we were going to do on the calls. So for example, we're going to present our findings, how we're not going to just do these generic fixes that everyone does, or say, as you can tell, I'm still learning, so I don't know all of the stuff around it, but we don't want to do these very generic fixes that everyone says they can do, like implement ChatGPT to respond to emails, something like that. So in terms of the opportunity, I'll take you through that. What we found within this business. Now, they're doing 20K a week in revenue, 80 plus clients a week. They have strong ads and local presence. They're currently working with another agency that's running ads for them. And they're doing it more than $1 million a year. From the leaks that we found more than 90K plus a year in additional revenue that they could be making. Then we ran through the solutions to the leaks. And then I wrote this bit here, and Lucas presented this because he's more on the sales, client-facing thing. Because I more like the overall business aspect, the strategy. I would say I'm quite good on the sales aspect, but it's not something that I like to do very much, and Lucas very much likes to do it. So he's the one who's running all of that. But here's how I wanted to position this. It was, by the end of this call, we will have provided this information so that you can either go, great, this sounds awesome, I want you guys to do this for me, this makes sense, let's do it. Or he can take it and use it for himself. He doesn't have to pay us anything. He doesn't even have to implement it for himself. However, now he's got the information to be able to understand how AI could potentially be used within his business. Now, from there, we went through the potential leaks within the business, and this is what we found. We found a rebooking gap. So he was seeing 80 plus clients a week. How many of those is he actually rebooking on the spot versus how many are slipping through the cracks? So we found this. Even if he's losing 3 clients a week, which is likely to be more, who forget to rebook, that's 18K a year in revenue that is gone. Then we had an after hours drop off. So if someone calls after 8 PM or 7 PM or whatever it is that he stops answering the phone and they go to voicemail, what happens? Because when someone calls after hours within a business and a business doesn't answer, but they're urgently wanting to either book or become a customer of something or want to buy something, they'll go to the competitor. So every missed inquiry after hours is a potential client lost. Even if you lose 1 a week, that is $6,000 a year lost. Now, upselling misses when someone comes in for a massage or whatever it is. How often do they book a facial or skincare treatment? So there's many other examples, but we found the leak was without a systematized offer, 95% are walking away, leaving money on the table. And we just said just capturing 5% could bring an extra 30K a year in additional revenue. Now, in terms of referrals, which we found was pretty untapped with what the guy answered in the form, we thought it was pretty strong, but he's not properly tracking and he's not properly rewarding it. So if you can systematize referrals really well, you can get a really well-oiled machine so that every client is rewarded and incentivized to refer more. And if they like what the business is providing and the service, then they will. We found that even if they were able to get 1 extra client a week, which they aren't currently, then that's 6K a year that they're missing out on. Then a website bounce, and someone lands on your website day or night and have questions but doesn't want to call, what happens? Well, you lose a client. So we found a leak. Typical conversion is just 2-3%. A concierge chat, which is a website chat widget, which we wanted to make it sound a bit better, can double that, leading to 20 extra bookings a month. $29,000 a year. We're using the average order value of a customer to get these numbers, and then paying for trust. So this is reviews, a review automation, which you'll see in the solutions. But he's received 12 reviews in the last month. How are you currently collecting these reviews? We found the leak was that with 80 customers a week, he was missing out on a lot of additional Google reviews, which, like I've said here, they help with SEO, they help customers choose you over competitors, and they amplify the effectiveness of your existing ads. So with 80 customers a week, he was missing out on a lot of extra Google reviews. To only have 12 a month, what's 80 times 4? That's 320. Let's assume that 100% of the clients that see him are all happy. That's 320 potential Google reviews he could have. He's not even getting 10% of those. He's not even giving 5%. So if he gets 10%, that's 32 reviews. If he's getting 5%, that's 16 reviews. He's getting less than 5% at Google review rate. Now, if you incentivize that or have an automation to remind people, then you can be collecting a lot more and you can be having a much greater online presence. Time drains, chasing leads. He mentioned that he follows up weekly himself. Time could be spent elsewhere. Even 5 hours a week times 52, that's 260 hours a year, half a staff role. And then reception overloads, how many call simple FAQs like pricing, parking, or availability. Staff can get tied up with low value calls. Now the solutions to the lead. For the rebooking gap, we found the solution was to set up a system that automatically reminds clients at the right time to rebook so nobody slips through the cracks and is not completely reliant on manual follow-ups. After hours of drop-off, the solution was the client instantly gets a text with your booking link, so never miss out on a potential booking, or directed to the site for any questions to be answered, which is paired with the chat concierge. Upselling misses, we can automate sending quick follow-up offers, which are personalized to the client and are time limited, so they're not leaving money on the table and a chance to provide more service to your customers. Now, I get one of the biggest objections to this is it's not very personal. It's just a text message sent out. Yes. Now, if you were perfect and were willing to do it, if you did it yourself and spoke to them on the phone or you said it while you were there, close rate's gonna be much higher. You're gonna make more money from it. But not everyone is, one, willing to do that, and two, is going to remember. And even if you do it and they say no, this is still a chance to implement a system to remind them to then collect even more when you may not have in the first place. Referrals untapped solution. We automate the invite plus reward, so every happy client brings a new one, rewarding both the current customer and the new one. I'll tell you through my thought about how to do this. You can, and this is a very generic one of any business can implement. It's you as the one who referred a client receive money off your next booking or your next service, and the person you refer gets money off. And then website bounce, adding a concierge chat that answers any questions, potential customers, and progress online bookings. Pay for trust, so the Google reviews is automate review capture, so every happy client is prompted right after their appointment, building trust automatically, boosting visibility, and compounds month after month without you or your staff having to chase anyone. And then for the time drains, solution to chasing leads is a system that handles and automates the follow-up process so I don't have to. This is through SMS and email, and then eventually potentially a voice agent. And then the reception overload, this links with the website concierge that answers FAQs instantly so the team can focus on booking customers and clients in the clinic. Now this concierge chat, or the web, let's call it the chat widget on the website, but I call it concierge chat. It sounds a bit better, sounds more high market, sounds more premium. But you train it on ChatGPT of everything within the business so that any question that it is asked, it has the information from which to draw an answer from. And anything that it doesn't have the answer for, it's able to say that and can notify the business as to answering that manually or whatever it is. No staff retraining and integrates seamlessly with Timely and your website. Timely is the software that a lot of these med spas use. Now, total impact we found between $110,000 to $130,000 a year in upside, which is more than 10% improvement in the business. Even if it severely underperforms and only say adds an additional $10,000 a year in revenue, they're still profitable. So it's still worth it. Now I won't walk you through the rest of it because I want to walk you through what we've sort of done to get clients already. But I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of how we went about that first audit. And I want to show heaps about how we're approaching it moving forward, because I want to be really transparent and honest in the AI build series to show you exactly how we're building this company, because I think it's extremely valuable. All right, so the next thing that I'm going to show you is our first approach to getting clients, and that was through cold email. So I'll share my screen again. All right, so here I am. You can see we're going after cosmetic clinics, and we have a total of 762 leads within this first campaign. Now we're nowhere near done the campaign, only 42% of the way through it. To get that 762 businesses, I have a VA from Pakistan who scrapes them for me. And there are a few issues that I'll talk you through now. So you can see that there's been 534 emails sent, and opportunities, it just says one. There's been more opportunities as in like positive response. I think from those we've gotten, I think 4 interested prospects, one of which turned into an audit and 3 we're still following up with or waiting to hear from. Now, why have we gotten such a low response rate and why have we gotten such a little traction with this campaign compared to what we were expecting? Why that is a lot of the emails that we've been sending to are clinic emails. So they're an admin at or info at or one of those inquiries at. What's really important with cold email campaigns is you want to be sending it to the actual owner, the actual person who is in charge of the decision making within the business. And what I found is when we send it to these clinic email addresses, one, there is often a screening system. Like if you see here, you can see we get a lot of automated messages. So thank you for contacting us. Thank you, new email address is this, so that's just a wrong email address. Thank you for contacting. Please reply to this email to confirm. And then that was a person who's interested, who we called. You can see that there's a lot of screening emails. So that's one of the main problems we had was they were just automated replies. Now the second one is often when we email a clinic address is we hit a receptionist. Now a lot of receptionists are told by the business owners, anything that's trying to sell something, anything that's got an offer, just delete it, mark it as spam, don't tell me about it, I don't care. And because of that, it doesn't matter how valuable it is, they are told not to do anything with it. They're told just to get rid of it and not even tell the business owner where. Even if they, as the business owner and decision maker within the business, would find it valuable, they're not even seeing it. Because most of the time, it's just gonna waste their time with having a look at it, which is why you wanna reach the person itself, which is what I'm going to improve upon with the next cold email campaign and make sure they're actual personal emails. And that alone, I don't need to change anything within this campaign. I know it would increase the response rate. I know for a fact that it will. Now, the second way that we've been going after businesses is through cold calling. So for cold calling, Lucas has been making cold calls for us. He's been trying to do 25 a day. Some days he's not been able to do them, but he's calling businesses, 1, to try and forcefully book some sales calls, and 2, to improve his ability to talk on the phone or just talk to these strangers and be able to sell what we're selling. Because the best way that I've found to be able to improve your ability to speak to clients and on the phone is through doing heaps of volume. And the way I learned was doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cold calls and just getting slapped in the face one after the other. And eventually within all of the no's and F-offs and all of it, getting a yes. I think it's so important to actually experience that because it teaches you that rejection is part of it. It teaches you what to say when people say things that you've got no idea, you haven't scripted out an objection handle for it. It just teaches you so much about yourself, about business in general, and you get immediate feedback. Now, with cold calling, one of the most important things is that you track it. So how we were currently tracking it was putting the information all in. He was putting the business name, the email, and the response, which is good. However, we just want to be able to see a pattern overall. So this is what I've changed. I'll share my screen again. So here I actually built this out today. I want him to put in the date that he made the calls, the amount of calls he took, the amount of people who answered, the amount of people who got to pitch, the amount of calls he booked, and the amount of people who were half interested, maybe wanted him to send an email, who said no, but you could tell he'd been interested. I want him to know all of that so we can get a really high level overview and notice a pattern over time. When you build this up over a week or 2 weeks, you can see what needs to be changed within the actual cold call script. If answers are fine, it means your list is good. If the amount of people that answer, but then you don't get to pitch, it means that your opener isn't good. If the amount of people you pitch and they don't book a call, it means maybe your offer isn't good, or maybe the way that you're communicating the value of your offer isn't good. If heaps of people are half interested wanting you to send an email, then your objection handling isn't very good. And you don't have a very good way of re-engaging that prospect to want to book the call and actually feel like it's valuable enough. Now, what I'm also doing at the moment, and in the next video when I walk you through us actually getting our first client, and that is the only focus of the next video, I'm gonna take you through, we're gonna start running some meta ads. And because I've been running a marketing agency and know how to run them, we're gonna run them to get some leads of people who are interested and see how that goes. And I want to take you through how I write the copy, how I'm building the campaign, and how it actually goes. And actually, should be live within that video so I can show some definitive results from it. But those are the 2 ways that we've been trying to get clients at the moment. It's very slow in terms of the booking calls. 1, that's from, I think we can improve the amount of volume that we're doing. 2, I think it's improve the way that we're doing. And 3, we're just figuring it out as we go. We don't know so much about this AI space and we are learning massively. The last few weeks, I've just been doing a deep dive into all things AI, how it works, how we can sell it, what we can sell around it, how we can position it as something of extremely valuable, because it is. It is an extremely valuable thing that businesses can have. Now this video was to set the scene as to what we're trying to do, what we've already done so far in the last few weeks, and where we plan to go. And my goal for this AI build series is to accurately and transparently document the journey to building $1 million AI company with the goal of doing it 12 months from scratch at 19 years old. Lucas and I are both 19 trying to build an amazing company. Now, if that resonates with you at all and you want to follow along, it would mean the world to me and Lucas if you subscribe. The next video in the series is actually going to be focused 100% on us getting our first client. Paid or not, it is going to be us getting our first client, how we're going to sell them, how we're going to get them, what we're going to implement for them, and what we're actually going to provide. I want to show it all. I'm going to show you into me building a new cold email campaign, what we're doing to improve the cold calling, what we're doing to set up the ads, how I'm approaching it, the angles we're taking, and how we're going to be getting leads. It should be live, so I should be able to talk you through how we've gotten the first leads that have been generated. Hopefully there's some leads that are generated, and show you how that all goes. So if you want to stick around for that, I'd love that. If not, that's fine too. You can do whatever the hell you want. But if you are sticking around, I'll see you in that next video where our goal is, and only is, to get that first client.